San Diego is so expensive and I will never be able to buy a home here. Welcome back to another episode of Fridays with the Fiddle Fig. I'm John Selby with the Selby team, and does this sound like a thought that you might have had? Well, recently we've helped a few clients who didn't think homeownership in San Diego was a reality, and we helped them figure out some unique ways to make homeownership a reality for them. Today, I'm going to talk about 3 ways you could make homeownership more realistic and more affordable than you think. Number 1 is to get a roommate or roommates. Now, this may not be a reality for everybody, such as a family and things like that, but it can really help reduce your responsibilities on your mortgage by quite a bit. The going rate in San Diego for a room rental is somewhere between $800 and $1,200 a month, which really would help with the mortgage. And an example, we just sold a house to a client who's going to be getting 2 roommates, and the rent from both those rooms is actually going to pay almost her entire mortgage. Number 2 is Airbnb. This is an amazing online platform that has allowed anyone to share a room in their home or other types of living situations such as granny flats and converted basements. This is a great way to help subsidize your mortgage. Let me tell you a little story, a little personal story about this one. 4 years ago, I purchased my house, and at that point, I would have been completely strapped if I had had to pay the entire mortgage myself. So at that time, I rented a bedroom in my house and a small studio on my property on Airbnb, and it allowed me to pay, in most months, my entire mortgage, utilities, and in some of the hot months, like the summer months, I was even able to pocket some extra cash. It was a great way for me to help subsidize my mortgage. Number 3 is to buy a multi-unit property. And this may be considered one of the most traditional ways of being able to subsidize your mortgage. A multi-unit property is a property that has 2 dwellings on one piece of land, such as a duplex. Let me give you another example of another client of ours who just recently closed on a house in South Park, actually a duplex in South Park. If you include the rent from one of the units, that client is actually paying 50% less than they would be if they were purchasing a house in that neighborhood with the same square footage as one of the units that is on that property. So that is a great way that they're able to buy a house in South Park, a neighborhood they may not normally be able to actually afford a single family house in. With home prices continuing this upward trend, it's time to get a little bit creative to make homeownership a reality. We've helped clients implement all 3 of these strategies. So if you think that something like this could work for you, let's sit down, let's have a chat, and let's figure it out. I'm John Selby with the Selby team. Thanks again for watching this week's episode. We'll see you next week.